You know things are bad when Flavor Town gets canceled, when the cancel culture comes for Flavor Town, and that is Guy Fieri. He pronounces it Fieri, but it's just not Fieri. It's Fieri. There's no T or D in it. I don't care what small Italian town he pretends he's from. It's Fieri. All right. You don't get to say Fieri. You don't get to install. It's like calling your kid A, B, C, D and telling me that it's pronounced Obside. Okay. No. Sorry, that's a little bit of a pet peeve, but over the weekend, it was UFC 90, and there was, on top of some great fights, there was very interesting outrage going on, similar to when Ellen, who turned out to be a garbage human, happened just to be sitting next to George Bush Sr. She got canceled for that. Guy Fieri dared to shake hands with Donald Trump, and therefore it is the end of times. As was the case when a major UFC pay-per-view event concludes, there was plenty of divisive debate and dispute over what fans had just witnessed. Last night's UFC 90 was no different in that regard. But whereas the most disputes are over whether or not a fighter got away with a headbutt or the ref stoppage came too soon, Saturday night's biggest debate appeared to be centered around whether or not the interaction between two of the world's most powerful diplomats, Donald Trump, former president of the United States, and Guy Fieri, celebrity chef and mayor of Flavor Town. The meeting in question happened outside of the octagon and appeared to be little more than a very quick handshake and exchange of pleasantries. Somehow, the innocuous celebrity moment became a flashpoint for social media users as vitriolic attacks on Fieri promptly commenced after images of the interaction began making the rounds. By the way, leftoids don't watch UFC, do they? It seems really unlikely. It seems really unlikely that leftoids are watching. So they're like seeing a screenshot around the internet and like nobody gives a crap. You know, like nobody cares. Interesting to see popular mayor of Flavortown meeting with that wretched ex-president. Philanthropic and fun, Guy Fieri has always seemed so immensely likable. Until now. Pictured here, we find Guy Fieri and Donald Trump bonding over beefsteak in Las Vegas cage side. I mean, what? The bros discussed where to find the best medium well-done steaks in America, among other topics. One wonders if the fact that in 2015, Fieri married 101 same-sex couples simultaneously, both as a tribute to his sister and a strong statement against opponents of gay marriage. So the guy can't shake Donald Trump's hand? And by the way, Trump doesn't have any problem with gay marriage, does he? Don't think he cares. I don't think he really cares. I mean, look, you get a chance. By the way, you want to know what's a total bummer? I'm going to share this with you. So, Rumble CEO Chris Pavlovsky invited me to go to this fight. At no point did he tell me I'd be sitting next to Donald Trump. Otherwise, I would have gone. I saw that Rice Gum was sitting next to him. Yeah, I could have been sitting I could have met Donald Trump if I went. But he didn't tell me that, Chris. Now, maybe that wasn't included in my invite. But he wanted me to come out there. He invited me on Friday. And if you've been watching me, if you know me, you know that travel is kind of a thing for me. It gives me a lot of stress and anxiety. Travel on short notice is like a hard no. He's like, "Oh, come out to the finals of slap, whatever, power slap, meet, the people." And I was like, "Oh man, I was like, It was on too short a notice. I said I would go next time, but who knows if there'll ever be a next time." Well, that's disappointing. Another tweet said, this one with over 140,000 views read, "I like Guy Fieri, but what this tells me about is who he is on a personal level, and his ethics and morals really bother me." These people would have only accepted it if he had like punched them. Responses like this are all over social media. Unless audio/video of Guy Fieri telling Trump to his face that he's a traitor who deserves to die in prison surfaces pretty darn fast. His career is over. Career? Guy Fieri, first of all, Guy Fieri has mountains of cash. He's 100% fine. I don't even know if his show is still on TV or not. I gotta be honest. I like watching reruns of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, but I don't watch anything else he does. I couldn't tell you if he has new shows or not. Quote, I have no idea who Guy Fieri is, but anyone kissing up to Trump has to be a big douche. I love that I don't know them, right? Doesn't Fieri know that everything Trump touches dies? Pondered one particularly vitriolic tweet. Hope his career goes down the toilet. Not everyone was furious at the pairing. Many felt Fieri's interaction with Trump as a sign of the former president was back. President Trump and Guy Fieri, mega is back. Others expressed frustration that Fieri's interaction with Trump was fostering such hostility. This is more my take. It's really pathetic that liberals and Democrats who watch Fieri and like him suddenly hate him simply because he shook hands with Trump. This is just pitiful. It's really, I would agree. Like, and the reactions of people is so weird. Like, first of all, if you're sitting next to the president of the United States or the former president of the United States, it's an honor. Like, look, if I was sitting next to Joe Biden, I would still shake his hand. I would tell him to stay away from my kids, but I would still shake his hand. And I think that, with social media and things of this nature, like, respect is kind of out the window, right? Like, there's kind of these people, by the way, would never do any of this stuff that they fantasize about in real life. Like, it's just not a thing that they would ever have to, they talk so big online. They talk big about how they're, they would have totally, stuck it to Trump. No, you wouldn't. First of all, Trump exudes alpha energy, and I don't think that most people can get over on him. I think that you might think you would have some, quip that would totally own Trump, but I have a feeling it actually wouldn't shake out that way. Then you people say, Guy Fieri hang out with Kid Sudafed. Yep, he's a Trumper. So because you appear on a TV show, I bet you this is probably Kid Rock's restaurant or something like that, right? All he did was shake his hand, and people are having complete meltdowns. Donald Trump hangs out with Guy Fieri and Mel Gibson. Does he hang out with them, though? Or is he just pictured with them? What do they even talk about? Guy Fieri walks up and shakes his hand. That's not hanging out. And now Guy Fieri is going to be forced to make some apology video and say that, Trump eat Orange Man bad so he doesn't get fired. Like, Anthony Bourdain couldn't stand that guy. Now y'all know why. Viral Trump photo sparks mass boycott calls. Are you joking? Haven't they learned that they don't have the power anymore? Like, boycott what? Flavor Town? Are they going to not go to... Who would want to boycott Flavor Town? I want to live in Flavor Town. Anyone disappointed to see Fieri hanging out with Trump again must have forgotten that Fieri and Kid Rock are good friends. So what? I have friends... This is like the brainlet side of the internet, too. I have friends that are, obviously very different politically than me. And it's not even an issue. Is it like, that's such a low IQ thing where it's like people get mad because two people can have a conversation. Like, I sit next to people who are very different politically than me all the time at the bar, and it's very simple. Like, to get along, you just don't talk about politics. There's so much more to life. The people that get mad about this, that would rob themselves of Flavor Town, are like, politics have actually ruined them. You know what I mean? Like, they're probably the type of people that aren't invited to their family Thanksgivings anymore. Like, my parents are hardcore Union Democrats, or at least my dad is. I just don't talk about politics with him. It's very simple. We talk about movies. We talk about the drought in Wisconsin. We talk about the local sports team. We talk about anything but politics. It's very easy. And like all these meltdowns, like Guy Fieri used to be my hubby's and my all-time favorite on Food Network. Now I know he's buddy with Mango Mussolini. I can't watch anymore. Really? Like, grow up. These people are like terminally online and they have the emotional intelligence of a child. I mean, that at the end of the day, that's what that really is. They're like children. Vince Lagman writes, if you got upset when Fieri met the most beloved president in history of America last night, but you didn't get upset about Joe Biden taking showers with his daughter, you're the problem. Yeah, that's interesting, Like, who cares? I just don't understand. People, it's just sad, to be honest. It's so elementary school.